Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know in my last video about automotive technicians, I was very positive, and I meant everything I said. However, I glazed over all of the negatives. I was trying to be very positive about it, about the industry, about the trade, and I still stand by everything I said. However, nothing in life is perfect, and today I'm going to go over what I don't like about the trade and the industry in general. And now none of these are to be taken as a reflection of my current employer. I am very grateful for the job I have. I earn a decent living and I can pay my bills and put a roof over my family's head and put food on the table. So I'm happy. I'm doing all right. That being said, there are some things we could do to improve the trade and attract new talent and the next generation of technicians, which we're not doing a great job at, to be honest.
Is there no one else? Is there no one else?
The technician shortage is a real thing, and I think there's some things that need to be addressed. Number one, honestly, yes, I make okay money, but wages need to increase. Technicians have thousands of dollars in tools, constantly going to training courses and brushing up on the latest technology, and I think the wages should reflect that. Back in the day, the flat rate used to be split three ways. Like the door rate was split three ways. Get out the road, Vulture. Don't want to hit that thing. Jeepers, that would hurt. The door rate was split three ways between the shop owner or dealer principal, the technician, and whatever tools and operating expenses were required for the business. Now, before you go and say, oh well, the shops aren't making as much money or the dealerships aren't making any money, stop right there. I see the helicopters, the yachts, the luxury cars and houses that these dealer principals and dealership owners have. They're making money, and a lot of it, and they're making most of it off of the backs of the technicians. The sales department makes money, yes, but most of that is financing and extras sold in the finance office, like undercoating and all that sort of thing. And I'm not even going to get started on those products. But I know that's where a lot of the money is made. Most of the money is not made on the sale of individual cars, but if the dealership hits their targets, the manufacturer cuts them a check. It might be different on the luxury brands since the volume isn't there, but I know for a fact with like the big three and some of the other dealerships, they get a kickback from the manufacturer if they hit their targets, and those targets could be moving. You never know, right? That's not information I'm privy to. So I know there's money, and I know most of it comes out of the service department, at least profits. Service, parts, and finance are probably the three biggest if I had to take a guess at it. So if we could get back to the old school split the door rate 3 ways, technicians would be earning on average probably double or close to what they're currently making. Am I saying that's what we absolutely need to see? No, but I think that'd be great for one. And for two, we could probably find somewhere in the middle that would make everybody happy, or at least happier. So that's number one. I think if we went that route and worked on wages, we could definitely improve the trade and attract more talent. And then if we would stop penalizing technicians, like for example, if a water pump job pays 2 hours warranty time, it probably only pays about 1.3 to 1.5 hours on warranty. Did I say that right? 2-hour customer pay job is about 1.5 to 1.3 warranty pay. So you can look at that one of two ways. Either the customer is getting ripped off. Spoiler alert, I don't think that's the case. Or two, the manufacturer is getting a discount. And I understand the manufacturer thinks they're entitled to it. That's just how it's been for forever. The manufacturer and the dealership entered into an agreement that's between them. But why are we punishing the technicians for that? The job is the same whether it's customer pay or warranty, and I would expect any technician who's worth his salt to do the same quality of work regardless of who's paying. But you're adding unneeded stress to the technician by telling him his time is worth less because of who the customer is. So between bringing up the wages and topping up technicians for the difference between customer pay and warranty time, I think it would be off to a great start. Number two, and this might even be on the same level as pay and what a technician is worth in the marketplace, the company atmospheres. Now again, this is just general. I've worked at several different dealerships from a couple of different brands. The sales department is treated like royalty. They get special lunches, they get a vehicle allowance. Some dealerships, the salespeople, as long as they hit their goals, could be getting up to $500 or more per month toward a vehicle of their choice. And sometimes it requires them to purchase from the dealership they work at, sometimes it doesn't. If I were given a $500 a month vehicle allowance, I would be ballin'. $500 a month could go a long, long way toward a couple of motorcycles or a bike and a car. You could do some serious damage with that. So let's stop treating technicians like they're less than salespeople. The barrier to entry for a salesperson is so much lower than it is for a technician. How do I know? Because I've done both. I've gone through the sales route. I tried it a little bit. It wasn't for me. I like working with my hands. The test that you have to take in Ontario to become a motor vehicle salesperson and be registered with OMVIC is about $500, and it's open book. When I took the test, I did it not having opened the book prior to going to the test. The first time I opened the book was literally as I was writing the test, and I passed with flying colors. So I'm no rocket scientist. That means that test is simple. Nearly anyone could pass that test. So why are we treating salespeople like they're so much better than technicians when they don't have to go to years of trade school? They don't have to have $100,000 in tools. Maybe they have a couple $1,000s worth of suits, but that's kind of becoming less common now with all these relaxed wardrobes. I'm personally of the opinion that if you're in a sales role, you should put on a suit and tie. But that's not the way the world is anymore for some reason. Side note, I went into a bank once and I was better dressed than everyone in the building. Customer service just doesn't have the same face that it used to. Anyway, I digress. I think if we sorted these two major issues out, we would attract a lot more people to the trade. So let me know down below in the comments, what do you think? Am I looking at it a little more realistically, or am I too pessimistic? I know in my last video I had a comment that said I was wrong, and I wasn't able to get any clarification out of the commenter, but I can only assume what he was referring to. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you stuck around this long, please hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, have a great day.